Hello you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current and latest news. Now this is regarding Luke Shaw from Manchester United, because we're all aware that Luke Shaw comes to an end of his deal in 2019, as we all know. And reportedly, a few teams have reportedly been monitoring Luke Shaw and reportedly have been interested in Luke Shaw, because reportedly Man United are actually willing to let Luke Shaw go on loan in January, as that was reported in the press. Was it a week or so ago now? But reportedly, it's mentioned Tottenham have been interested, maybe Southampton being interested, because maybe, Luke Shaw may go to Tottenham because he may be keen on reuniting with Pochettino, after they were fantastic with each other at Southampton. That's where we know Luke Shaw had risen up, the ranks fantastically well. It's also suggesting now that Chelsea and Manchester City reportedly may plot a move, and reportedly have showed an interest in Luke Shaw as well, because we know from Chelsea's perspective, because obviously, as I mentioned to you guys, that Conte basically, he did get quite a few players in the August window. He spent over like £100 million, but as I mentioned to you about Chelsea, Conte clearly wasn't satisfied with their window in August, and he still wants to reinvest as Conte, and he's still in search for some players as well, because so reportedly showed an interest in Luke Shaw's Conte and Chelsea. Manchester City have showed an interest in Luke Shaw as well. It's mentioned Manchester City as well in the process, believe it or not, and it's also mentioned Arsenal as well. They're reportedly interested, because City is still looking to strengthen up their full-back position, because obviously Benjamin Mendy's absent. And Chelsea, in Chelsea's eyes, Chelsea missed out on quite a few targets because they missed out on Alex Sandro. Chelsea had two bids rejected for Alex Sandro from Juventus. They went for Llorente up front. They didn't get Llorente. They were interested in Vardy. Chelsea missed out on quite a few targets, and this is why Conte basically wasn't satisfied with their window. But yeah, so Chelsea did say, reportedly going to make moves in January for Barkley and Christian Benteke. So reportedly, as I said, with Manchester City, because they've been in search for they've been interested in a few full-backs as well, reportedly, as we know Luke Shaw's a current left-back, because we know City is still looking to strengthen up their full-back, because City did spend a lot of money on full-backs in the current August window as well. And reportedly they've been interested in Ryan Bertrand as well from Southampton. That's another fullback reportedly Manchester City have been interested in. Ryan Bertrand, very, very good. I think this is his third season now in the process for Southampton. He's made over century appearances. And, he started his career with Gillingham. He graduated from Chelsea's youth system in 2005. He was there about a decade with Chelsea as well. And he'd been on loan at quite a few teams. Made a senior debut for Chelsea in 2011. Made his England senior debut in 2012, and also, became the first player to make his debut in a Champions League final as well, Ryan Bertrand for Chelsea. So he has got experience, he has got Champions League experience, and it did say Pep Guardiola's maybe he's considering making a move for Ryan Bertrand in the January window, because his tackling instinct's good, his defensive distribution is very, very good, and he could fit Guardiola's plans fantastically well, Ryan Bertrand, but that's another fullback that you've been interested in. But reportedly, it's saying it's mentioned mainly Chelsea and Arsenal are interested in Luke Shaw, but it has mentioned Manchester City as well in the current article as well. They've had an interest in Luke Shaw as well, because as I said, Luke Shaw's going to end of his deal in 2009 with Man U, as I said. We know he did say the other week in the press that he fears his career could be over with Manchester United, after a fallout with Jose Mourinho. Luke Shaw, we know we purchased him for £29 million Southampton back in 2014, so this is fourth season process. We know he made his England senior debut in 2014 as well, Luke Shaw, and he's good when he gets some running games. We know he's known for injuries as Luke Shaw, because he's just he had a long-term injury before, did Luke Shaw, but since he's come back, he's hardly featured. He's only played in 2 games this season as Luke Shaw in the current process, and we know under Jose Mourinho is now probably 5th choice left back is Luke Shaw in the current process, so it's looking likely that he is going to leave Manchester United. Is Luke Shaw in the current process. Jose Mourinho give him a lot of criticism last season, especially because we know we've had Ashley Young being playing at the left back position. We know Ashley Young's another player that's coming to an end of his deal as well. Daley Blind, another player coming to an end of his deal as well. But Ashley Young, I think, for Man U has the option of a further 12 months on his current contract as well. I think Daley Blind is also another player that has an option to have his contract extended till 2019 as well, another 12 months. Um, you know, um, We've had Rojo's injured, as we all know, but he's expected to turn after the international break. We know Darmian as well has been playing there. So we know Luke Shaw's probably fifth choice left back now under Jose Mourinho. So I do feel as though he's going to go. Jose Mourinho still needs to get replacements in the team, in the Manchester United squad. And I think, replacements, I think Danny Rose, would be fantastic for Man United because he's been at Tottenham 10 years. He'd be a good replacement for Luke Shaw. He's just recovered from, he had a long-term injury, didn't he? He did, Danny Rose. And he did say he was willing to turn Chelsea down to make a move to Old Trafford with Danny Rose. And I said, a player like Danny Rose, he's at Tottenham Hotspur. He's been there 10 years. And Tottenham's last 3 seasons have been absolutely fantastic and consistent. But if he isn't going to gain any silverware, and that, he will eventually, want to move on and elevate to a higher level. And as he mentioned this in August in the interview he gave, he says, I don't want to play football 15 years without one trophy or one medal to my name. And this is what Danny Rose had explained. And, he criticised the club for Tottenham's lack of investment in the window. He wasn't satisfied with the wages also he was receiving at the club. And yeah, very, very good. His attacker instinct's good, defence distribution's good, risen up the ranks very, very well because we know he started his career with Leeds United as well, Danny Rose. So he could be still the favourable player at left back, to replace Luke Shaw in the current process. But yeah, we will see what happens about that. But he's very, very good indeed, Danny Rose. But we know he'd been injured for Tottenham for quite a while. But it would be fantastic, as I said. So we'll see what happens. And then I think another left back would be good. Kieran Turner would be really, really good. I think he's earned 100 caps now from Celtic. That was mentioned in the press a week or so ago now that Tottenham were interested in him. Manchester United also were interested in him. I think Kieran Turner would be a fantastic replacement for Luke Shaw as well, in my current. Just my own opinion. I think Kieran Turner would be a fantastic replacement for Luke Shaw as well in the current process. Kieran Turner, highly experienced, as I said. A very, very good player indeed. We know he's very, very good, and he's made his international debut in 2016. He's made 8 senior appearances in Scotland, as we all know. But it may be hard to get the pursuit of him, because recently he just signed a 6-year deal as Kieran Turner in the current process. But he's risen up the youth system. He has been at Celtic, since he was 7 years old as Kieran Turner. He signed for them when he was 7 years old as well. Been in the first team for quite a few years now as the player. But very, very good indeed. And he made his competitive senior debut in 2015. So I think he made his first team competitive senior debut in 2015. Had a fantastic breakout season then in 2015-16, become more regular in the team. Had a breakout season playing over 30 games. And then he was captained. Back in August 2017. I think he's the captain now, Kieran Turner, if I am correct, for Celtic. But yeah, he'd be a fantastic replacement for Luke Shaw as well, because we know there's still areas where Man United need to strengthen up. We still definitely need a creative winner, player that can cross balls into the box. I think the left-hand side of our team, needs addressing a bit more, get a left back in, get a left winger in. And Jorginho's still looking to address the midfield, as I said, because we could still see a few players leave Manchester United. But as I said, Kieran Turner, a lot of teams have been monitoring an interest, as that confirmed last week. And as I said, Moussa Dembele had been mentioned in the press. That's another Celtic player. And Celtic did say, it did say in the press, that both teams and both duos could cost up to £50 million. And it did say Man United had monitored an interest in Moussa Dembele as well. Celtic, but he's a current forward, isn't he? He's Moussa Dembele. But I think he'd be fantastic if he come to Man United, which I don't think will happen. But he would be fantastic. He leads the lines very, very well. He's one of the brightest prospects in Europe, as I said. As we all know, he's got Premier League experience. As I said, he's at Celtic now. He did fantastic in his debut season, because I think this is his second season process. He scored 32 goals in his first season with the club in all competitions. He's under contract with Celtic until 2020 as well. He's Kieran Turner in the current process. He scored a hat-trick in his first derby match against Rangers as well. And got back to hat-tricks in February 2017 as well, did Moussa Dembele. But he's a very, very good player indeed. And as I said, he joined Fulham in 2012 as a youngster, just age 17, really young. And he did very, very well in the first season with Fulham. He won the Premier Academy League, become regular for the under-18s team, and then made his senior debut for Fulham in 2013, and then went on to score 19 goals in 64 competitive matches for Fulham. So he's very, very highly experienced indeed. So Moussa Dembele is a very, very good player, but I think our attacking line's okay. We've got Rashford, Martial, and Lukaku, who hasn't scored in 6, 7 games now. But I think the favourite attacking player we're now going to get is probably Antoine Griezmann, as I said before. But yeah, there's still, as I said, there's still areas where Manchester United need to address. I'm just turning some on, guys, right there. But as I've been mentioning to you guys in the last couple of days, a bit of transfer rumours where something's out. As I have mentioned to you about the transfer rumours in the last couple of days, guys, you've heard what I've been saying about, Ander Herrera and Marian Fellaini in the current process for Manchester United as well. You've heard what I said about that. I have mentioned to you guys, didn't I, about Marian Fellaini and Ander Herrera, because reportedly, as I said on one of my live videos that I gave out to you yesterday was about Ander Herrera. Reportedly, it did say Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are reportedly eyeing out a move for Ander Herrera, because we know Ander Herrera is another player that is coming to an end of his deal with Manchester United. But it did say if Man United, he's another player, if Man United don't secure a new deal, because I think Man United have been in the process, before, of trying to secure a new deal. It says we do have the option, as I said, like the other players such as, Blind and Ashley Young, we have the option. We have the option to put a 1-year extension on his current contract, which would take him under contract with Manchester United until 2019. But I think Ander Herrera is actually keen on making the move to Atletico Madrid, and playing under Diego Simeone. And I've heard in the press about Diego Simeone that reportedly Everton have, I think, showed like an interest in him to take over Ronald Koeman, because obviously Ronald Koeman has been sacked, but I think there's been talks about Diego Simeone going to Everton. I don't really see that happening, because obviously he's managing Atletico. He's managing Atletico Madrid. He's Diego Simeone, and I just don't see a manager of that caliber and quality. Would want to just go manage an Everton squad. An Everton team. Even though there's been a lot of money put into that Everton team, in August, I just don't see Diego Simeone going. But what was I saying now? But as I was saying about about Ander Herrera, yes, Atletico Madrid are reportedly interested in him, as that broke out in the press yesterday. So could Ander Herrera quit? Because we know Ander Herrera has had experience of playing in Spain before, because he did it with Atletico Bilbao. We purchased him for £36 million from Atletico Bilbao, and this is his 4th season in the process with Atletico Madrid. I'm just putting FIFA 18 on. Yes, so this is Manchester United. This is his 4th season in the process with Manchester United. He's made nearly century appearances now at Old Trafford as Ander Herrera, but we know this season, we've had Matic and Pogba that's been mainly playing in that midfield, at the beginning of the season. Obviously, Herrera's, had lack of game time, especially this season with Manchester United, but obviously he's been getting more game time recently, with the injuries of Paul Pogba, who's been out for over a month, expected to return after the international break. And, Fellaini's been injured, but he's just recently recovered from injury as well. And Ander Herrera knows he's not going to be preferred choice now in that current midfield. So he could go to Atletico Madrid, but he was Player of the Year last season, as we all know. He's won Tournaments of Spain for the under-20 and under-21 levels as well. And he made his international debut in 2016 as well. But I think Herrera, he's a good midfielder. His work ethic last season was good. He created a lot of chances last season. He can be creative in that midfield, but as I said, he does better in a midfield 3 than he would in a midfield 2, because I think Herrera, with 2 midfielders supporting him, I think he does do a bit better in the process. But when he has played this season, he has really, really struggled. He's been getting dispossessed a bit too easy. He's been giving the ball away quite a lot. So Atletico Madrid could go on and get Ander Herrera. And as I did update you with Marian Fellaini, he's another player that could leave, but we know that Jose Mourinho is a big admirer of Marian Fellaini. He doesn't want Marian Fellaini to leave Old Trafford by all means. It did confirm the other day that a meeting had been scheduled. They had the meeting between Mourinho and Fellaini, and it did say in the meeting this was regarding Fellaini's future, and he did say that Mourinho did not want Fellaini to go. He wants Fellaini to stay at Old Trafford, because this is his 5th season now in the process with Man U. We paid just over £27 million from Everton, and we know he hasn't made a massive impact since coming Man U, but this is his best season he's had in the Manchester United shirt, you know, before he got injured. You know, he's made a massive impact this season as Marouane Fellaini. So Jose Mourinho still, you know, still key on keeping the player, but he did confirm yesterday that reportedly Fellaini's agent has been in discussions with Besiktas and, you know, Galatasaray, you know, they're the teams that are actually interested in Marouane Fellaini, but Jose Mourinho had blocked Marouane Fellaini making a move to Galatasaray in August because basically Jose Mourinho wants to keep. But he did say he's another player. We have the option of putting another 12 months on his current contract and putting an extension on it. So that would take him to 2019 as well. So it did say, though, in the press that Manchester United, well, Jose Mourinho has been told by the board that we have to sell now before we can currently buy. Because we know Jose Mourinho is a very good manager. We know he's in a 3-year deal with Manchester United. This is his second season of processing. In 3 transfer windows, you know, he spent nearly £300 million on players. You know, the majority of that money, you know, went on Paul Pogba, as we all know. But yeah, so, and we know what's been said in the press in the last couple of days, that the Manchester United directors are actually, you know, believe that Jose Mourinho will leave Manchester United in the summer and make the move to Paris Saint-Germain, because we know Paris Saint-Germain, you know, a lot of money, you know, they invested a lot of money in the August window, and that's where the money has been, you know. So I don't know what to believe about the rumours that I've heard about Jose Mourinho. I don't know what to believe in the current process, because I think Manchester United did well in his first season, you know, won the FL Cup with us, you know, won us the Europa League, got us into the Champions League, and we're doing well in the Champions League this season, you know, 4 wins out of 4. The Premier League, we're still doing pretty well, even though, you know, we've had, since the Liverpool game, performances have not been the best, you know, we've lost 2 games this season, so basically, you know, we can't afford any more slip-ups in the current process. So, yeah, but as I say, the main part of this video is about Luke Shaw, but we know Jose Mourinho has been interested in also Ryan Sessegnon and Jordi Alba as well from Barcelona. That's another 2 good left backs. You know, I'd be interested. I'd like Jordi Alba. You know, I'd like Ryan Sessegnon at Manchester United as well. But for me, you know, the main player I want in attacking wise is Antoine Griezmann. I definitely want Antoine Griezmann at Manchester United. He's a very good player indeed. Reports just stemming the other day that reports of Spain were coming out that, you know, he said he wants to join Barcelona and for France yesterday, because I think France played Wales, was it yesterday? You know, he put a fantastic performance in again, Griezmann, and it explained why Manchester United want to get the pursuit of Antoine Griezmann, because his attacking instinct's good, his defence distribution's good, his versatility is very good. You can play in different positions, you know, you can play in that front line, you know, that wing, that central midfield role, kind of Antoine Griezmann. But we know that, as I said, you know, Jose Mourinho did miss out on quite a few tags in August. You know, missed out on Bale, we didn't get him. Griezmann due to the transfer ban. Perisic, you know, because we were reluctant to pay the £48 million into Milan were demanding. Yeah, Griezmann, I'd want Griezmann at Manchester United, but the only reason Manchester United didn't get him in August, because it was our main priority target, you know, because the Athletic Madrid's transfer ban, and what did he say? He estimated 6 out of 10 that he was going to be coming to Old Trafford, was Antoine Griezmann. We know he signed a new deal with Athletic Madrid. I'm sorry, I got a message. What's that? Injury update, England boss. Right, that's the old update. I'll read that in a bit. So as I was saying, yeah, I'd like Antoine Griezmann at Manchester United, but yeah, he estimated 6 out of 10 he was coming to Manchester United, and we do need a fantastic number 7, you know, because we haven't had a good number 7, you know. Let's be honest, for quite a long time we haven't had a good number 7, you know. Last time we had a good number 7 was probably, you know, when we had Cristiano Ronaldo, as we all know in the process. But Griezmann, very good indeed. 28 goals last season. As I said, he risen up the ranks with Real Sociedad fantastically well, you know, won the title with them. And across 5 seasons there, you know, he scored 52 goals in just over 2 century appearances as well, did the player. And, you know, also, you know, very good in the Euro 2016, top scoring player of the tournament. Also helped France get to the quarterfinals in 2014 FIFA World Cup. And also as part of the team won the 2010 UEFA European Under-19 Championship. So Griezmann, highly experienced, very good indeed. And he's highly experienced in Spain as well. But I'd love to see Griezmann, you know, come and experience the Premier League. Manchester United could make a move for him in January. I doubt Man United will make a move for him in January. Man United may wait until next summer to go on and get Griezmann. But he does have a release clause, I think. And his release clause is £89 million next summer. As we all know. So, yeah, but Griezmann will be fantastic in the mix with Rashford, Martial, 2 good United prospects, you know, Lukaku there. He'd be fantastic, you know, at Manchester United. So, see what happens. And, And then regarding, as what I updated you guys earlier on, was about Philippe Coutinho, didn't I? It says it's looking like now Barcelona are going to get their main priority target, because we know Barcelona have got a few alternative targets, as we all know. Well, alternative targets if they don't get the pursuit of Coutinho, but it's on Barcelona's agenda. It's Barcelona's main priority target, as I said, and it's looking likely now Barcelona are going to get a deal, because it's said in the press and it's in Sky Sports that Barcelona are willing to put £106 million in for Coutinho in January, and reports were stemming from Spain and suggesting now that Coutinho has agreed personal terms to join Barcelona in the process, because Coutinho's representatives had basically confirmed basically that Liverpool, Coutinho's representatives had made it clear to Barcelona that Liverpool were demanding that they wanted about £135 million for Coutinho. So even though Barcelona are willing to offer 106, as we said, Liverpool still may demand that they want more than that, but Barcelona may not be prepared to pay what Liverpool basically were demanding, what Coutinho's representatives had basically explained out. But basically we know PSG reportedly been PSG had been interested in Philippe Coutinho, but obviously Neymar, who's Coutinho's teammate for Brazil, Neymar willing to join PSG, but he did say he was willing to turn down the January switch to Paris Saint-Germain, because obviously Paris Saint-Germain have got to be careful, the amount of money they invested, and I don't think they can get Coutinho anywhere, basically, due to financial fair play regulations and financial situations and stuff like that, considering the amount of money they're spending. Also said Real Madrid had reportedly been interested in Philippe Coutinho as well in the process, but yeah, Luis Suarez wants Coutinho to join Barcelona, because obviously Barcelona seeing Coutinho as a long-term replacement for Iniesta. Maybe Iniesta wouldn't want to see him come in, even though he signed a lifetime contract extension, because obviously then Iniesta may be surplus to requirements at Barcelona, and Coutinho's obviously going to be preferred choice then in that midfield area over Iniesta. But we know Coutinho is injured. He's become the most creative, agile midfielder since he's been at Liverpool. This is his fifth season process. He hasn't been his best this season. His work rate hasn't been to his potential best. Obviously, because he missed the first part of the season due to injury. He missed the first 4 or 5 games. He's currently injured now. He's missed Liverpool's last 3 games. I think he's set to return for Brazil, because it's international break, against England, which is on Tuesday, the 14th of November, as I already updated you on. But as we all know, he's under contract still to Liverpool to 2022. He's also had experience of playing in Spain before. And so, yeah, it's looking like Barcelona now are going to get a deal over the line for Philippe Coutinho, and he's also had experience of playing in Spain before as well, as I just said, with Espanyol as Philippe Coutinho. But obviously, in August, Barcelona had 3 bids turned down for Liverpool, because Liverpool were not willing to do any business at all with Barcelona. So basically, Barcelona do this in January. Liverpool can, generate that money, and they can reinvest into their squad and get quite a few more players into their side as well. And I still think Liverpool will have the interest in Van Dijk, as I said. They may even go for Lamar as a good replacement for Coutinho, even though that was Arsenal's main priority target in August as well, because we saw Arsenal have 2 bids rejected for Lamar, Liverpool have 2 bids rejected for Lamar, and he may be, in Liverpool's eyes, a suitable replacement there for Coutinho, because Coutinho can play in the middle, can play on the flanks, so can Lamar as well. So they may think Lamar being a suitable replacement. Liverpool may go for him. Arsenal may still go for Lamar in January as well, because looking like Sanchez is going to go in the current process. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below my channel if you do consider subscribe as always. And take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Take care.